What if I told you your phone isn't just stealing your time, it's stealing your silence?
In 2026, the average person touches their phone 2,617 times a day. But no one asks, what's it doing to our minds?
Today, one boy took a challenge. 1 hour, no phone. He thought it would be easy, but that 1 hour changed everything.
It's 7 a.m. The alarm buzzes.
A 21-year-old boy, Arav, wakes up not to greet the morning, but to grab his phone.
Within seconds, his thumb begins to scroll.
Notifications, reels, messages, news, all fighting for his attention. 5 minutes become 10. 10 become 30. By the time he finally leaves his bed, his mind already feels tired. Arav isn't lazy, he's wired. Like millions of people in 2026, he lives inside a glowing rectangle. One evening, while scrolling endlessly, Arav's little sister Mira asked softly, "Bhai, do you even remember what it feels like to be bored?" He laughed. Who wants to be bored? She smiled. Maybe people who still have peace in their head. That night, Arav lay in bed. His eyes burned from the light. His thoughts wouldn't stop replaying reels and memes. He whispered, "I can't even sit quietly for 10 minutes." And that scared him. Next morning, Arav hit record. "For the next 1 hour, I won't touch my phone. No social media, no music, nothing." He placed it on the table. Silence filled the room. At first, his mind screamed, "Check it, just one message." He paced restlessly. 5 minutes felt like forever. He realized he wasn't addicted to his phone, he was addicted to escape. 10 minutes in, he began to hear things again. The ticking clock, the birds, the sound of his own breath. He sat by the window and simply watched the street below. No filters, no likes, just life. He opened a book he'd bought months ago. At first, his mind drifted, but slowly the words pulled him in. It felt peaceful. 30 minutes later, thoughts began to clear. Without notifications buzzing, he finally heard his own ideas. He thought about goals he'd abandoned and dreams he'd delayed. He picked up his camera, his old passion, and stepped outside. He clicked a photo of the rising sun. No filters, no pressure, just the moment. He whispered, "Maybe I was never bored. I was just disconnected from myself." When the timer beeped, the hour was over. But Arav didn't rush to grab the phone. He stared at it quietly and smiled. "Maybe I just needed silence to hear myself again." He recorded a message. "It's not about hating technology. It's about remembering that life exists beyond it." A week later, Arav read a comment under his video, a story from someone who had tried the same challenge. "My phone used to be the first thing I touched in the morning and the last thing I saw before sleep. My average screen time was over 7 hours. I'd wake up, scroll, and before I even got out of bed, an hour was already gone. One day, I checked my stats. 21 hours in 3 days. That's basically a whole day of my life gone." They hadn't done anything extreme, just simple steps. After 3 weeks, their screen time dropped from 7+ hours to 3. "My anxiety feels lighter. I'm reading again, and I don't feel stuck in refresh mode." Peace was never in the phone. It was in the moments I kept missing. Arav smiled while reading. He wasn't alone. Millions were silently fighting the same battle. In 2026, our minds are drowning in dopamine. We wake up to notifications, eat with one hand on the phone, and fall asleep scrolling. We mistake distraction for relaxation and noise for connection. But the mind was never designed for endless stimulation. That's why we feel empty, even after hours of entertainment. Silence isn't boring, it's healing. When you put your phone down, you don't lose connection, you reconnect with yourself.
Arav made it a daily ritual, 1 hour without his phone. In a month, he felt calmer, slept better, and rediscovered his creativity. He met real friends, had real conversations, watched sunsets without a camera lens. His mind was no longer full of noise. It was full of life. If you're listening right now, when was the last time you spent 1 hour without your phone? No scrolling, no music, just you and your thoughts. The mind is like a mirror. It can only reflect clearly when it's still, but we keep shaking it with every notification. If you want focus, peace, and clarity, give your mind silence. Because true life doesn't glow in pixels. It breathes in moments.